So now we are recording. And the general idea was that I wanted to build a real-time peer-to-peer digital marketing channel for content share and broadcasting services. And in quest of this project, last 6 years I spent on HTML5 and its some components to make it seamless that you have no apps to install, no download, no configuration, no uninstall, no cameras. All of these things are based on users' privacy and respecting everyone. And we ultimately built this platform that I'm about to explain to you. And in my mind, is comprised of 3 floors. First floor is what you see, that basically what we call SaaS, software as a service. The second floor that you see is where we build this as ecosystems or as enterprise for clients, for telecom carriers, with TV networks, with corporations, banks, financial institutions, all of these things we do. For universities, e-learning, for medicine, for attorneys. So these are some examples that we are working right now. We are working on about close to 399 initiatives at the same time as I'm speaking with you. Mary actually is the 399th initiative of this project. So what happened is I did series of research and I had a lot of connection in the last 16 years in the advertising, in brands, in media, in partnership. And we brought those people together and we spent about 5 years planning and 4 years of coding. And then this year in 2016, we launched this. Click to Video now has a very good traction. We are creating opportunities with our partners in China with 10 million subscribers that they happen to like novella as an example. We are working in Southeast Asia, in Malaysia and Singapore with just signed last week with Telecom Malaysia for 10 countries. And we are working in partners with some of our Latin American colleagues at Católica University, for example, in Peru, with Cantura, with the Ministry of Travel Industry of Peru, that they approved this technology. So this technology is basically founded on what we call that ecosystem. And then we build what we call an infrastructure. The infrastructure is where we talk with Google, with Amazon, with IBM, with Akamai, with different content delivery network systems, because we need to make this volume large and scalable based on customers' requirements. So when I talk to you in my brain, I always go 3 stories up and down. So in this room that you see right now, this room was designed to bring people here, like you're seeing, and then able to share content. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from a visual point of view, that the first experience we wanted to do is you see there are video running in the background, right? And you see us on the foreground, Hilda, right? There is a button.
I stopped mine, Ahmed, with all due respect. I wanted to focus on what you were saying.
Good.
But thank you for the Van Gogh.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad you like it. Those are virtual reality, by the way. You can move your mouse and you can go through the whole village. You know, that's the beauty of it also too. So one of the things that we looked at, we said, okay, HTML5 is one of the foundation for IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, that's where we started working. We started working with smart cities. We are working with San Miguel de Allende in Mexico, which is a World Heritage UNICEF city with about 120,000 population and about 1.2 million visitors, that they want us to bring this to the city in the hotels and in the travel and industries. And then they want to use that as a use case and present it to 86 other provinces in Mexico. So with that kind of setting, one of the things that I want to talk about is first in today's training is about the screen layout. The screen layout, what we wanted to do is make everything peer-to-peer. So every user can control and navigate their own things while they're doing content share or broadcasting. So there are several things that you will find. You will find a frame, a gray frame around everything, okay, in the video. On the top frame, what we call the top sidebar, then we have two other verticals that these verticals are what we call sidebar left, sidebar right, and they are programmable by the user. You can change their location. You can keep them open when somebody comes to the room. You can close the curtain. These are like a curtain, okay? That's how we designed it, that you can click on a button on a curtain and you can move the curtain and open it up. On the left-hand side, the user takes content from popular sites and be able to build their own passion. So like you see on the underneath of click to video logo icon, there is an icon that it says important notice. So I want you to click on important notice. And you will find in here that I have put examples of videos that you can scroll down, okay? And you can see different videos that are sponsored. Some comes from Facebook, for example, virtual reality. Some comes from Eurovision that we have done projects with them. So these are some of our clients, by the way, Interactive Academy of Performing Arts in Orlando, okay, that they will be sponsoring Nutcracker for children, okay, which they have corporate sponsors like Marriott and so forth. And actually, one of the nice experiences with this one was that a blind girl was able, through this technology, to practice with one of the best Russian ballet dancer without actually watching, okay, just listening and observing and getting instruction from the teacher. We'll share those links with you because we got permission from the client so we can create a passion. And then once we did that, then City of Orlando and Marriott Hotel and American Airline became in her sponsor, that they'll bring her, actually, and bring her to the stage and let her to dance a little bit and then experience actually a Nutcracker ballet in Orlando. So the other button that you see, it looks like a camcorder camera. And on the camcorder camera, I put some of the examples. One of them is one of our clients, again, Plobulus, that they do shadow dancing, okay? And if you click on it, you can listen and watch shadow dancing. So I'm going to do a little experimentation because I'm recording. And you can mute, lower the volume in your own convenience. You can enlarge the whole screen. These people are going to be teaching K-12 students, okay, in the state of Florida, in Arizona, in West Virginia, and in Maryland, okay, through Interactive Academy of Performing Arts. So as you can see, and they're originally from Hungary, but they have won tremendous amount of prizes and so forth. And this is something, again, you know, we embrace art, humanity, like you do, okay? And then you can see that you scroll down, you can put content from Vimeo and from other broadcasting channels. So this is where user copies and pastes a video from embedded code and brings it here, and he can share the passion with colleagues or the people that they're watching. Underneath, you will find a circle under the camera, and that is connected to live streaming initiatives that is going on, which I told Mary that we can build those as a standard and bring channels. These are like Sky News, ESPN, Bloomberg, just to name a few. And you don't have to pay for the content now. This content can become available in this room and people can come in and watch content in real time together because they're already streaming and these initiatives are going on everywhere. We are experimenting this also with different 4K qualities, as you can see, okay? 1080, 720, 480. And these speeds and quality changes the quality and the subscription plans. Just like your set-top box, right? If you're buying HD, you're paying extra per month than you're buying SD. These kind of things are becoming standard in the industry and in the market. So what you see in here, we've put series of live streaming that we can do live events. So for example, if I wanted right now from Mary Mathis in a spot to do a live streaming, right? I could just put it in here and send this link through the social media, and then people can come in and watch this. So the idea for us is the following, and I want to take you a little bit up in the helicopter. We are going to start from a interesting event where we will be broadcasting this whole entire room during Christmas holiday, where people can arrive and watch it on YouTube Live, and they can do text chat on YouTube Live and Twitter. Okay, and we will collect those data along with this, and at that time we are going to ask who wants to get their own rooms. Okay, what's going to happen out of this 6 million? You're going to get hit for conversion. That means you may get 600,000 or 60,000 of these people that they say they want their rooms. They want to experience that real-time communications with the brand and the sponsors. That gives us the starting point that we can start a business model like Hulu did with Hulu Plus, right? So you have 6 million subscribers, right? Our goal is create residual monetization for the ladies and build the compensation. So what we are going to do is build a campaign and a model that we can help out to bring from that 6 million through frequency of advertising and bring at least 60,000. Let's set a goal for 600,000 among ourselves. Now, if 600,000 can subscribe at about $1 a month or $5 a month, and things in that kind of processing package, then you can look at the numbers, right? Residuals. And now you start building, because with that you create VIP services like here. You create new monetization model that is more targeted, because you're bringing 3 things to the advertisers. Guaranteed eyeball. We all in the room, we can't deny the eyeballs are there. The time we spend, the time itself is what the advertisers are paying 30 seconds, 10 seconds CPC for. You're giving them time, right? Plus the content that you're bringing as a content from the sponsor, content share, right? So that 3 variables gives us a foundation that we 3 years ago filed a provisional patent on it called ICPT, interactive cost per time. And we submitted those to IAB for advertising, which they're including into their HTML5 standards. In fact, next week we will be meeting with the CEO of and Patrick Dolan at IAB, because part of our plan is monetization, right? We have to build a platform that ultimately Mary, as a distribution, can create this network, and this network can power every user, every subscriber through their own channel, that their content can connect to their own followers. So on this side, again, with the cloud that you see, we have done some of the examples in Europe for some of our clients with our other technologies. I want you to click on the first one that it says live video participation, and you can lower the volume because I'm going to be talking about it. I don't need you to really look at it from a visual audio point of view. I just want you to experience it. Now, the thing is, this is a bank. This is the largest bank in Europe, specialized in automobile leasing for fleets and so forth. They have 47 countries presence, and we were bringing 32 countries together in real time for their human resource, for their training, for their collaboration, where they would be spending 500,000 euro a month, quarter, and we reduced it to 50,000 euro. And they had better experience here than when they would put everybody together, because we learned about culture. And these took about 7 months getting legal approval because they are actual employees of the bank. So we had to get permission based. That's why we get into a lot of confidentiality issues that we cannot really disclose a lot of detail of our clients to others, the same thing that we would do for Mary. But at least when we get permission, we can showcase some of this. The other one that you probably can see is the other one that it's called Game of Fame. This is a format by Eva Media that is protected, copyrighted, and we are working with them. But in another setting, we are bringing this into a licensing where we put in here 96 live feed on a video wall, and we were playing games in real time. So you can click on that one, the second video, and you see a Game of Fame, where Game of Fame gives you, also is in Dutch, but the subtitles are in English. This is where you could do virtually now, okay? These are the things that I'm showing you, your possibilities, all right? That it sets you apart from everything else, because when you do games, right, you bring engagement. Engagement brings audience. Audience brings collaboration. One of the things I just saw, I'm working with Chinese group in China. They showed me their video for their game shows. One of the exciting things that I saw was their game show was really targeted toward education. Like they talk about medicine. They bring a bunch of doctors and they quiz them, okay, for medicine, which was really interesting watching that how you heal somebody, right? Instead of just having a Jeopardy for fun of it, they're learning from those knowledge. I was totally amazed how cultural diversity it's moving.
I have a question on that. With
Yes.
this game show, are you controlling that wall of video? Is that your platform?
This is integrated to another game software that automatically the videos comes from us. The game software is done by a third party that we license. That becomes part of a format. The format is sold. See, one of the things I learned, which is different than American mentality, ladies, and this is where we have to be smart. Europeans are a little bit smarter than us in terms of making money. If you have listened and watched the game called Voice, the show, right? You've seen Voice? Have you heard of Voice?
Sure.
Okay. Voice is not an American show. Voice is a Dutch show. It's owned by a studio called Talpa. Talpa Studio copyrighted the idea, okay, formatted the content, and franchised it to 64 countries and is making $1 billion a year. Okay? Now they just partner with China to create a voice for China. We need to copyright and protect our intellectual property. So when you start thinking about this kind of things, one of the ways to protect yourself and your content and your formats is how we are presenting it. The other thing that I want to show you, again, these are briefing because I don't want to drill down to them since I have a lot of conversation to say. You see that it says Boerzocht Forum. I can't pronounce it properly with the Dutch pronunciation, but this was a live by like our PBS, public broadcasting. This is by Dutch equivalent called HeyRo, that it was broadcasted to 2 million viewers. We brought, there was a social dating that farmers finding their marriage, that there are Dutch farmers in Tanzania. I had no idea. They were in Canada. And then we brought all of these guys together and we broadcasted it. And then one of our challenges where we were in the farm, we had no bandwidth, you know, and we were trying to connect these guys to chat and date each other and broadcast that to 2 million viewers. So we normally specialize in the experience of the video, but within the containment of what we have available, but we have done more than anybody else because we have track record to show, naturally. Now I want to take you to the other sidebar. So close this one. You see a little arrow in the bottom of the page. You can close the curtain. Okay. And when you close the curtain, we're going to go to the other sidebar. On the other sidebar, we got the first one underneath of the exit that it says text messaging. So if I turn around and say, hola, everybody else can see my message, right? I haven't done that yet, so let me do it. And then you get a little bell next to your little cloud. That means somebody is texting you. Okay, then you open up the curtain and then you can reply. Okay. Okay, so this is for the text messaging. The next thing that you have is underneath of it is a Twitter account. Your Twitter account will be connected to these rooms, as you can see in here, for example, right now. As we are doing different examples, it's connected to our Twitter, so our Twitter uploads it automatically. If you scroll down on Twitter a little bit, you'll see a dancer, okay? It's a little girl. Click on it and watch that for a second.
Hi, Miss Laura. Hi, Miss Katarina. I love you so much. I want to meet you so bad. I love your ballet studio. It's amazing. And I love taking your classes online. It's really good. And I love that you'll tell me, you'll explain what to do so I can do it too. And I just love it so much. I love you. Bye.
Hi, Sierra. How are you? So we're going to start our nutcracker rehearsal today. So we're going to try on some soldiers combinations and see where we go. Good. Thank you for having us with you. Hello to Sierra. All the way up. Good. And 1,
Anyway, this is an experience of humanity blended with the technology in a good use, so to speak. The other thing that you see is another icon underneath of it that it looks like a YouTube share. The YouTube share is a really good feature because sometimes when we want to do something in real time, for example, for a client and so forth, where everybody has to share that, we can simply do this by bringing, a content here, for instance, and then talking about it and say, okay, we're going to do this, and I'm going to put that in here, for example, and share that with you, right? So I'll copy and paste the link. And when I paste the link and I put it into the YouTube link for you, I say open that curtain, then this automatically becomes a video that we all can watch together, okay? So you can click on it at your leisure, okay? And then you can watch it. And again, I'm muting it.
Pardon me, where are you again? I'm sorry.
I am underneath of an icon underneath of Twitter.
Okay.
You see a video there? You don't see a video?
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. That is a video that I just shared with you. Okay. So you can do the same thing. So when we are here, we all can share different things because I got boys like to share cars. I got girls that like to share nail polish. So I got to go from one room to another room. It's funny for me, but it's fun.
When are you serving wine?
Oh, I am in right.
Yeah, I would love for you to show the Tom's room.
Okay, now we are going to exit. After we finish here, we're going to exit another and we visit another room. Then I'll take you to the winery. Okay, then you're going to have real fun. So go get your glasses ready. The next item is Vimeo, that you see the V for Vimeo. Okay, you can do the same thing for the Vimeo file share. So if I would share a file with you on the Vimeo, I would copy and paste the link here, and we would all be able to share that content together. Then I built another module that it's like WeTransfer. It's a file upload. So if, let's say, Mary and I are negotiating, right? And all of a sudden I say, Mary, I'm going to send you a contract to send, or I'll send you an NDA. Instead of emailing it to her, I can select the file. I can say here, I'm going to do that right now. For example, go back to here and say here, and I'm going to go to Netsters and I'm going to go to NDA and I'm going to upload it in here. And then I say, okay, ladies, everybody signs the NDA, right? You all can sign it and upload it back in here and I can receive it. So we don't have to send it to somebody. We don't have to do this. We can do everything in real time. These are the functionalities we are building for real-time communications and collaboration.
did this stay in some kind of cloud, Ahmed?
Yes, these are running on cloud, on several cloud. I call them four-cylinder cloud, and I call them Bentley cloud. The Bentley, you got to pay more than four-cylinder, okay? And that's where you're going to have to look at the prices, what your budgets are. So we're going to go to the first floor to answer your question. To the first floor was infrastructure. If you need to build an infrastructure, you need a provider. I chose 4 providers: Amazon, Google, IBM, and Akamai. I built this platform on my own cloud services that I offer as 4 cylinders, and it works beautifully like you're experiencing it. But when we want to go into a client for large scalability and so forth, we use Amazon servers, AWS, and you pay for it per minute. That's how cloud services are. Connections are per minute, okay? For Amazon. Google, after many years, they opened their gateway to the developers. It took me about 8 months because this competes with their Google Hangout. I was afraid they wouldn't let me in. Once they let me in, they helped me out to integrate. Now we can deliver 1080 quality, 4K quality, 720 and 280 running on fiber optics on Google machines all over the world in 155 nations through Google machines. And we don't have to worry about volume, okay? And another good part about it is that Google has proven in the market that they've never been hacked. So when we bring these platforms, we sell them based on security and privacy. So we ask people, I said, historically, have you seen Google being hacked? The answer is no. And I said, that answers your question. That's why prices change, because of what we have to pay. IBM and Watson is a project we will be doing with IBM. We are signed NDA. They will be assigning 20 engineers with us, where we will be using IBM Bluepix machines, making what we call ICDN, Interactive Content Delivery Network, connecting IBM machines to Akamai Content Delivery Network and making it interactive and building artificial intelligence for data collection for different projects. So if you're doing it for health, it has different artificial intelligence than doing it for media, for instance. IBM expressly interested. We have talked to the CEO level and CTO levels of IBM. So these are all promising opportunities for us. Moving along, we also see screen share. There is 2 square button that you see on the side that you can close the curtain, for example, and make it wider. And if I do my screen sharing here for you, right, then you will be able to see my screen share, broadcasting contents and everything else here. So if I were to present you with an opportunity here, and I say share, then we can simply bring the screen share here, and then you can see my screen that I'm doing right now for you. So screen share is like a curtain, right? It opens up and it lets you everybody watch it as a peer. If they don't want it, they can close the curtain. But the screen share gives me the ability to show you what I'm talking about, right? My demonstrations, my instructions, everything else that I'm doing right now is through this. That's where I wanted to show you, like these buttons that you normally will get very used to clearing browsing data, okay, and refreshing the page, these 2 items. Because that's how HTML5 is dummy. Okay, it has no smart, and we are making it HTML5 for a purpose of making it available to everyone. So the only thing you can do if you have technical difficulty, you clear your browsing data, you refresh your page. So that also gives you the screen broadcasting. Then we decided our platform is so diverse that we can, instead of inventing things ourselves, let's bring best of breeds from HTML5 into our platform and partner with them. So what we did is we worked with a company out in Oregon that is called Sketch.io. Sketch.io is like Photoshop, okay? but it's online. So we partner with them, they licensed it to us, and we integrate it into the room where somebody can come in here and basically...
Hilda, that's the two colored circles underneath the screen share.
Right.
Okay, sorry, Ahmed.
Great.
Yep. So you can close the curtain in here, and then you can bring that one, but I'm going to close the screen share right now because I'm sucking up a lot of bandwidth. So just to give you a general idea. And make sure that, okay, and I'm going to close this. So you have another one that is got peer-to-peer. The peer-to-peer one is personal, the other one is peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer was designed for me, in my mind, as several reasons. One, I wanted to have a whiteboard in here, but I just didn't want it to be a plain whiteboard. I wanted to be something that the artists and designers and everybody else can express themselves, okay? So when I would come in here and I would pick up a pen and I draw a, bunch of drawings in here, like a Y chart, I can do this kind of things. You can do the same thing while we are collaborating. Or the artists can come in here and collaborate together and build a new image, which I have done that with some of my designer artists. And they're the ones that they were more excited than me because now it gives them another platform of graphics in real-time communications where collaboration brings art, humanities, science, and a lot of creative thinking together. Like, for example, remember when we were kids, they used to put us around the little nursery and give us a little crayon and a paper to draw to kill time. We try to do the same thing here. And then imagine that you have a big room, that you have many of these rooms. So there are a bunch of kids in this table, bunch of kids in that table, right? Bunch of kids in this table. And now you have a huge network. And everybody's doing exactly what you want them to do, right? And then you share that and you build another tapestry and post that online and you create another viral. So you can see the impact of this kind of creativity. It really is not limited to our way of thinking. We want both user-generated content and we want both production content to come together with rights management. So we built all the major players inside this room. So if you play JW player, Flow player, Babushka player, YouTube player, Vimeo player, Livestream, Ustream, all of these things play here. So the user now has the ability to create a communication. Moreover, we are pushing the boundary because as we are learning ourselves, we decided that we can make these rooms into what we are going to promote as IDMC Plus. The IDMC Plus's idea is that not only you can use this media channel and broadcast it, but also you can bring all of a sudden 500 people into the room. Okay? And then raise another plateau. So these kind of things became extremely exciting to us. Now, moving forward, just to educate you again, I'm going to close this curtain. So therefore, I can show you some of the other features. On the top of the banner that you see that it says room 111, you see there are two buttons. It says call to action and call to vote. I put that there as a purpose demonstration where you in your room program it. And let's say you excite people and you say, we want you to buy a package or we want you to donate or we want you to do this or fill out a form or win a prize. All of these things becomes call to action. With a call to action, I'm going to ask you to exit out of this room and we're going to meet you in 312 so we can get some wine.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Ahmed.
See you at 312.
Yeah.
Ciao.
312, we go to